Hello, this is going to be another unscripted, slightly muddled one. And I think I'm thinking about this idea of compassion and like, what am I doing here and all this sort of stuff. And I think this started with me, number one. So I have to deal with a lot of like pretty hard, like they would call themselves trans rights activists in my real life. Like I work with them. I would say I'm even friends with some of them. They don't know what I think. I know what they think. They're very loud about it. But I remember that I was younger than I am now. I was a teenager and I was very taken in by all the trans rights stuff. And I never went far enough to even really count as like even a sister, but I genuinely believed I couldn't be a woman. Um, and I kind of, to some extent, don't blame quite a lot of the young women taken in by this because, you're distressed by the way men treat you because you're a woman. And instead of the solution being offered as like some kind of female community or feminist analysis of the world or like a women's rights march to feel better about it all and hopefully enact some change, you're offered a double mastectomy and just to say you're not a woman. And I have a lot of compassion for these people. And I think I've been thinking about certain areas of, again, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but I'm talking about it, but come with me, um, of like these women who call themselves gender critical, but they kind of don't really care about feminism. And like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like they love what feminism has got them so far. Like they don't actually want to go back in time, but they don't care either about making any further progress, about making the world for other women any better. It's just an excuse to hate on gender non-conforming people. Because some of the homophobia I've seen coming out from like this kind of corner is kind of horrible. And it's so stupid. Like, I know people maybe might be like, give me some examples. It's like, I just mute them. The second I see it now, I'm just like, muted, don't want to hear it. And I think initially I was letting like a lot slide, assuming that these women, almost always like they aren't far enough down the logic of feminism to feel how I do. And that if I can have patience for all these trans rights activists that I know in real life, then I can have patience with these women because they're just learning. But there comes a point where it's like, I'm sorry, like if you're in the UK and you're sending your praise to Tommy Robinson, what are you doing? And that sounds like that's a dig at like, again, I don't want to name names or whatever. Like that feels like that's a dig at a specific person, but like she'd actually been through something. Anyway, but skipping over that. I think what this has made me realize is at the end of the day, my feelings when it comes to like trans identifying people and the way that they sometimes get treated by people, again, ostensibly on my side, is quite complicated. Because actually, I have all of the compassion in the world, like maybe more compassion than I should have for young people and specifically women of all ages caught in this. And yeah, like gross, nasty, gross, pervy dudes I treat like any other gross, pervy, gross dude. But frankly, if we're going to talk about this idea of like gender dysphoria as being like analogous to, say, anorexia, then good God, like have some compassion. Have some compassion. I think maybe I could have just made a 10-second video and it's just me going, have some compassion. I don't know what the point of this was, but again, I think I've just got all these little thoughts bumping around my head that I just want to get out there before I resume normal service. Love you, bye.